never called your number before.
Really?
So I'm glad I had it in my phone.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. How are you doing today?
Okay. All right. We just finished eating.
What'd you have?
We had burgers and salad.
Okay, that sounds good.
Something quick, and it was good.
Okay.
So,
how's your day been today?
It's been okay. I had physical therapy today for my leg, but otherwise, I mean, it was okay. I'm doing better with that. So,
okay.
I mean, it's been a good day. Took my walk, and I did real well. So,
that's good.
That's it.
That's good. Well, thank you again for helping me with another project that I have to do.
Is it for the same class?
No, it's for a different class. So, yes, I have, let's see how many exactly I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have like 8 questions that I have written down to ask you, but maybe as you're talking, I'll just think of a question. Yeah, and then ask you too. But my project is basically just about like American healthcare, like the private side of it, and you know, all that stuff, and then like pros and cons of like universal healthcare and all that stuff. So I'm getting interviews from people with like different perspectives with insurance, and I thought that your perspective would be interesting to hear. So that's why I asked you.
Oh, that's so gracious of you. Yeah, and probably different than others you've heard, but yeah, that's okay. I appreciate the fact that you're willing to listen to my opinions.
Yes, of course. I think your opinions are very important.
Thank you.
And thank you for helping me again.
You're welcome.
So, I guess this is the first question I have. Just a basic one to get into things. I said, do you have insurance, health insurance? If so, what kind?
Yes, I have Medicare because I'm over 65. Because I'm 69 years old, I have Medicare. And then I have a backup policy. It's Blue Cross Blue Shield Part F that pays for all the deductibles and pays everything that Medicare does not pay. And then I have a prescription policy also that pays for my prescriptions.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Thank you. Next question I have is, well, obviously, because you've lived a long life. You were born in the 1950s, so I mean, times have changed since then. So, have you ever not had a form of health insurance before? Maybe when you were younger or throughout your lifetime?
When I was growing up, we did not have any insurance. When I was until I was, till I was 18, and then I went to college for a couple of years. I did not have any health insurance at all.
Okay. Do you remember how old you were when you first got a form of healthcare insurance?
Probably about 22, maybe.
Okay. And during that time when you didn't have healthcare insurance, did you ever experience any sort of like health issues that required you to seek like treatment or anything like that?
Other than just normal routine family doctor treatments, no.
Okay.
We had a family doctor when we were growing up, and Mom took us down to him if we had fever or anything seriously wrong, sore throats and all that, and then my dad paid the bill. My mom and dad never had any medical insurance whatsoever, and thank God they were never, tragically ill that it would have bankrupted them. So,
okay.
Yes. Oh, until my dad got sick, and that's another story. My mom had to pay that. So.
Okay. Another question I just thought of was when you did have to visit your family doctor and your parents did have to pay for it, was it a considerable amount of money that they had to pay the doctor?
I don't think so, no. At that but it was I never saw any money exchanged or checks written when they took us to the doctor.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So fast forward back to your current age and all that.
Okay.
Or in more recent years, have you ever had any big health issues that have required you to seek medical treatment? And if you can go into detail, that would be great. However comfortable you are with explaining. Of course, you can say as much or as little as what you would like.
Well, I had hospital care and prenatal care when I had my children.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Medical, you want to consider dental care. I mean, I had dental care, obviously. Still have my own teeth. So, yes, not until I got sick a couple of years ago did I ever have any kind of major medical issues. And I did then, and thank God I had insurance because the bill was $84,000. So I'm glad I had insurance.
That is a very big check. That's a lot of money.
Yes, and you know what happened? I had the stomach. I had part of my colon taken out and an appendectomy. So anyway.
And that bill that you had to pay, how well did insurance help you cover that?
100%.
100%. And is that
14-day hospital stay? 14-day hospital stay with major emergency surgery.
Okay.
And 100% was covered. Yes.
All right.
Thank God.
Yes. Thank goodness.
Well, that's details. I'm giving you details, so that's okay.
Of course. Thank you. Do you have any idea how much of Medicare or Medicaid, I can't remember which one, senior citizens get? Do you have any idea how much of that insurance only covered your bill? Because I understand that you have extra things to help pay with other fees.
I do. So, go 80% of $84,000.
So that's how much your...
Yes, do the math. You can do the math.
Okay.
Because I don't have my calculator up.
All right.
And the rest was paid by my supplementary policy.
Okay. And if you didn't have that supplementary policy, you would have to pay the rest out of pocket?
20%, yes, out of pocket.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. So, back when you were younger, when you had to have your children and all that stuff, did you ever worry about your hospital bill and how it would affect you financially? Did you ever have those kinds of issues?
No, not really. No, because we had a good income. Terry and I had a good income. So, and even though for the first part of our married life we did not have insurance, we were able to pay what bills came up. So, we were okay.
Okay.
I'm thinking he worked for Appalachian Power when Leanne was born, and we had insurance through them, medical insurance through them.
So his employer provided insurance
Yes.
for him?
I think so. I
Okay.
think so, yes.
All right. And that insurance covered every single family member?
It did, yes. It was a family policy.
Okay. So currently, with the insurance plan that you have now, I understand that your extra supplemental stuff covers your, I think you said deductibles.
It does, and everything that Medicare does not pay, my supplemental policy pays for.
Okay. Say you didn't have that supplemental policy. Would your deductible and other sorts of payments be a little expensive for you, or do you think that's like a payment that you could easily handle given your financial income or retirement and your financial standing?
From my standpoint, I could handle it.
Okay.
But I would be remiss if I didn't say that probably 85% of the people, 80% of the people could not handle it.
Okay.
Because most people do not have enough savings to cover those type of things.
Mm-hmm.
But I did, and I could have handled it without that.
Okay. This is my final question. It's just like a broad question. You can take it from your perspective or just, over as a whole. This question is healthcare insurance an easy thing to afford, and is it reliable?
It's very reliable. It didn't used to be. There used to be so many exclusions, but with Medicare, it is very reliable. And my backup policy for that.
Okay.
And what was the other question? Was it reliable and was it what?
Affordable? Is it easy to afford? Now, I mean, I understand that you don't struggle financially, but not everyone is as financially wealthy as you.
I would say for the average American, it would cut into their monthly income to pay that extra for the backup policy, which runs for me at my age about $185 a month.
Okay.
That's not a problem for me, but for somebody making, $35,000 or $45,000 a year, and they had other expenses, car payments, and what have you, it might be a problem. It depends on that person's socioeconomic status and their savings to debt ratio. So whether they could afford it or not, I can. But I know people my age that they struggle with it.
All right.
But you can't be without it. You can't be without that backup policy. You just can't. And also, Medicare comes out of your Social Security check. So, if you're drawing $1,000 a month Social Security, rest assured that $200 a month of it is going out to pay for your Medicare.
Oh.
Yes.
I wasn't aware.
It comes out of your Social Security. Now, Medicaid is a whole other story. You're aware of that, aren't you?
Medicaid is, can you go ahead and explain to me what Medicaid is? Because I confused the two.
Medicaid is for very, very low income people.
Yes, that's right.
People that have mental issues, physical issues that they can't work, people that have mental restrictions or educational restrictions, and they can do what you're doing. For example, you're doing a little extra cash job, but could you in your job run a household? No.
Absolutely not.
Okay, so that's what Medicaid is for people that they get food stamps to help them with their groceries, and they get a medical card that pretty much pays for all their medical. So, there's huge difference. Everybody gets Medicare. When they turn 65, everybody gets Medicare. My brother is a multimillionaire, and he gets Medicare because that's a government given right when you turn 65. But Medicaid, however, is available from the get-go if you're, disabled and you can't provide. So, for your family or yourself, then you apply for that card and you get food stamps and you get free medical care. So, anyway, did that help, Amy?
It did. Very much so.
Okay.
So, I know you just said a lot of extra things which were very helpful and definitely something I'll use in my project. But did you have anything else to add about health insurance in general or your experiences?
It's very expensive.
Very expensive?
I think it's very expensive. As I said before, I can afford it. Mike can afford it. Your parents will be able to afford the backup pay, the second policy, beyond that you have to pay what Medicare doesn't pay. And you pay for Medicare too. That's not free. You pay into Social Security all your life. and then, you're finally Medicare eligible because people are so burnt out with paying these high premiums for health insurance. So you're finally Medicare eligible, and, you're drawing $2,000 a month Social Security, but you know what? They're taking $200 or $300 a month out of it for your Medicare.
Mm-hmm.
So, that cuts into what you've paid towards all your life. Anyway, I can do it. I think it is. I don't know that there's any help for anybody that if you're not below a certain income level. I don't think there's any help for anybody to buy a secondary policy. I think you can get Social Security, and then you can get Medicaid as your second policy if you're poor. But that doesn't apply here, so I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God. Anyway, what did you ask me?
That's. I just asked if you had any more
Oh, you
comments.
should have FaceTimed me. Miss Kitty's here with me, just purring and
Oh.
listening.
Oh,